Smith throws the ball upfield, open in the end zone, and it's going to be a touchdown.
Oh, he wasn't down! He's going all the way! That's a touchdown!
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Wilmington High School Alumni Stadium. Tonight's live coverage of Wilmington High School football. Wildcats taking on the red-hot 6-0 Stoneham Spartans. I'm Chris Neville, joined alongside by Jim Boyle. Tonight, Marty McHugh is our producer, director, and cameraman from the stands, and George Breslin is down on the sideline to cover some of the close-up action on the sideline later on in the game. If you're watching the game live tonight, it's going to be a one-camera shoot. We'll have to edit the second camera in due to some technical issues. So we want to thank you for joining us for tonight's live broadcast. Once again, it's a do-or-die game for the Wildcats tonight, Jim. If they don't beat Stoneham, I think their playoff hopes are pretty much gone.
Slim and none, and Slim has left the building. So coming in at 3-3. Again, it's going to be a tough task. Division 5 Stoneham at 6-0 with eyes set on trying to get themselves back to Foxborough. As we get the captains coming out there. There's also, just of note, it is the Fox 25 game of the week, so we will have some coverage on Fox 25 after the game. Hopefully Wilmington can hold up their end of the bargain as we go here for the coin flip.
Wildcats, 81 Kyle Kenyon, number 9 Connor Benoit, number 42 Peter Marino, and number 3 Andy Sullivan. On the other side of the ball, Tom Peasy is number 25. Their quarterback is Deshaun Chase, number 6. Actually, he's not out there. Christos Agaropoulos, and I think I'll get that perfected by the end of the night. You'll see him featured a lot tonight. He's a senior running back for Stoneham, and he's out on the field as the coin is about to be flipped.
So again, last time we were at home, Coach decided to defer. We had a little bit of trouble with our special teams play. We'll see what happens here if we win the toss. And Wilmington has won. Wilmington is going to defer to the second half. I would assume Stoneham's going to take the football here. Wilmington's going to defend the, we'll call that the north end zone as we go left to right. So we will receive the ball second half. And we're going to put that dynamic Stoneham double wing offense on the field, which has been unstoppable almost all year. As to go to 6-0, they've blown a couple of teams out.
They've outscored their opponents so far this year, 245 points to only 75 for their opposition. So the Wildcats certainly have their hands full tonight.
We have a lot of work ahead. Again, I think that we have to just be cognizant of the fact that they're just going to run and run and run and run and run the football on us. And we got to understand how it works, and most likely see if the coach adjusts defensively and brings 10, maybe even 11 men up towards within 4 or 5 yards of the same. So now for our national anthem.
We now ask that you all rise as the marching band honors America by playing the national anthem.
So we're ready for football action here. Friday Night Lights, Wilmington High School. Wilmington against Stoneham. Wildcats had a tough game last week, Jim. I know you were there. basically got chewed up both on the ground and in the air by the Red Devil defense and offense.
Yeah, they put a whooping on us. I mean, we turned the ball over I think 4 or 5 times. Got to avoid that. And their running game was just exploding through the hole. I think they had like 4 or 5 plays over 50 yards.
WCTV's coverage of Wildcat football this fall is sponsored by Align Credit Union. Not only focused on personal and business banking, Align is a community credit union participating in events throughout the region. Located next to Lucci's and also at aligncu.com. Align Credit Union, connecting all your banking needs.
So as we get ready to kick off, 2 quick keys to the game then for the Wildcats. Number 1 is see if we can contain defensively the double wing offense of the Spartans. And number 2 on offense is try to control tempo, get Pete Marino going, and avoid the costly turnovers.
Looks like deep back for the Spartans down around the 13-yard line is number 1, Victor Fernandez, and I think number 8, Kevin McShane. Kyle Bishop will be kicking off the Wildcats from the 40-yard line. We're just about ready for action. Bishop hits a squib kick down the right sideline. It's going to be picked up at the 30 by one of the upmen. Taken down at the 34-yard line where Stoneham gets underway. Actually, Victor Fernandez had the ball there.
So again, executed that a little bit better than we did a couple weeks ago. Stoneham will start in territory at the 34, excuse me. But good tackling there. Let's see how we set up on defense here.
For those of you that have not watched the Stoneham team on film, they have a very interesting offensive set.
Yes, they do. It's double wing. Quarterback, the fullback will be right behind the quarterback. Actually, now they're actually starting. Yep, see the fullback right behind the quarterback. And they have two wings.
Quarterback is number 6, Deshaun Chase. He has the ball, hands off to number 4 in the backfield. That's Seth Russell that took the ball for a gain of about 8 yards.
Kenyon looked like he had penetration and missed the tackle. That was they turned a gain of about 1 or 2 into a gain of about 7 or 8. So not too bad first option. As you can see, they bring the guy in motion right to left and a little pitch from the quarterback. So their 2 wings are going to see the majority of the touches. Fullback will be a lead blocker.
Christos Aragopoulos, number 26, is in motion. Quarterback turns around, runs up the middle, and he's good for a first down, almost out to midfield.
Here's a read by the quarterback. He saw that he had an opening off the right tackle, and he kept the ball on his own. So you're going to see, that's the basics you're going to see here. Fullback up the middle. Quarterback, if he makes the option, then the 2 wings hitting the ball, trying to do like a student body right or left around the edge. So we
Coach Bob Elmeter, a longtime coach here at Wilmington High School. Pitches back to Agaropoulos again, who finds some running room down the sideline. To the 40, to the 30. Looks like he's going to go all the way to the 20. 10, touchdown. 53-yard run by Christos Agaropoulos. And Stoneham is on the board. Only a minute and a half into the game.
Again, almost untouched going through the offensive line. Then he turned on a burst of speed to beat the second level, and Marino had an opportunity to make the play. A nice little juke move at the end to score the touchdown. Like I said, a very dynamic offense. You know, a minute and 30 seconds into the first quarter, so we're at 6-0. One of the things Wilmington had to try to do is get penetration, make those stops on that pitch play in the backfield. And again, he was not touched.
And they're going to come out for a 2-point conversion also. So the same, pretty much same lineup. Quarterback hands off, and the Wildcats stop the running back on the pitch. And before the carry, Seth Russell is stopped. So a minute and a half into the game, Stoneham is up 6-0.
But again, a positive play there with the stop of the 2-point conversion. So Stoneham going to look to run that type of offense. They're going to get their quick backs out into the open. He was virtually untouched going through like I said, going through the line, through the hole. So again, the interior line is going to have to stand up the offensive line of Stoneham if they're going to have any opportunity to make that play. Linebackers going to shoot their gaps and make tackles.
Nice little touch. The cheerleaders from both teams down here in the sidelines getting together for a little rallying of the crowd. You have to kind of look close because the team colors are the same.
Just about the same.
Yeah. I got Nick Brulport. Leans into the ball. It gets by the Wilmington deep man who picks it up at the 10-yard line, and he's going to be stopped for little or no gain. Stopped at the 11.
Again, on the opening kickoff, special teams is going to be vitally important. And the first special teams mistake there by the return back.
I think it was Christian Robarge.
Robarge, who can't handle that cleanly. And so Wilmington will be backed up on their own 11-yard line, 10, 11-yard line. So let's see what Sullivan can do coming out. See if they can establish some kind of a running game with Peter Marino. And really just try to eat some clock and keep that dynamic offense off the board.
Okay, so Sullivan comes out with Marino in the backfield. I know that Bailey Smith is a little bit hobbled this week with a hand injury, and Marino stopped in the backfield at the 8-yard line for a loss of 3 yards on the play.
So big test for our offensive line as Stoneham is again got some size across that defensive line and some quickness. So it's going to be imperative that if we're going to run the football, we're going to have to open up the gaps by our offensive line for Marino to get any opportunity to get some space.
Christian Robarge checks in with the play, gives it to Sullivan. Wildcats standing at their own goal line. Center Nick Coleman snapping the ball, shotgun formation for Sullivan. Quick pass out to the side to Benoit, who finds a little bit of running room, and he's tossed out of bounds at the 12-yard line, gain of about 4.
A good play call to look at twins both sides and make a decision. The lead block there for Benoit gets up 5, so now they have a 3rd and 8, so it's a little bit more manageable. Sullivan with a spot-on pass. Again, it's going to be imperative that they control the line of scrimmage if they have any opportunity in this game.
Joe DeMonico checks into the game. 4 receivers out for the Wildcats. Sullivan back to pass. He's rushed. He lets the ball go, and it's going to be incomplete, almost picked off.
That was Tristan Champ at quarterback, not Sullivan. That was 21. So he mixed it up a little bit on us.
Throw me a curveball.
They like to do that to us. Very early in the game, he switched it up, and I guess trying to throw the ball downfield.
They're calling pass interference against Stoneham on that. I know Victor Fernandez was in on the coverage, and he certainly had a beat on the ball for an interception, and it got broken up. So maybe there was some movement or action on the ball before it reached the receiver. So Wildcats catch a break. Ball is moved out to the 25-yard line with a fresh first down.
And Andrew Sullivan back in. So again, another opportunity. Take advantage of the mistakes. Keep the ball. Eat clock. Long way to go, but just got to continue to grind it out.
Steve Anthony comes out wide to the right, and once again, Marino's stuffed in the backfield for another loss of 3 yards.
Looks like they mishandled the exchange there as well. Sullivan might have been thinking twice about handing it off because he saw both defensive tackles right in the backfield. So for the 2 running plays that we've had, both defensive tackles and/or ends for Stoneham have been in the backfield before Marino even touches the football. So you're not going to get your speed back any yards if he's being hit behind line of scrimmage.
A lot of size and athleticism on the Stoneham side of the ball. 3 wide receivers out now wide to the right for the Wildcats, including Kenyon. Quick pass to Kenyon, and it's dropped.
Right through the hands, hit him right off the shoulder pads. Didn't have the hands up quick enough, although it would have probably only been a very short gain there anyway.
Seth Russell in on the coverage. Ball bounced off of Kyle's hands. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 14 for the Wildcats.
And there it looks like, again, a more conservative passing attack early here in the game. Trips to the right, drops the big receiver back, has his 2 blockers out front. You make connection on that play, you might pick up 4, 5, 6 yards. not a bad idea to try to get Sullivan back comfortable into the game.
Actually, Champ is back in the
Yep.
ball game now, at quarterback. Lets the ball downfield, and it's incomplete. Intended for Steve Anthony, number 24, at about the 43-yard line, so it's going to bring a 4th down for the Wildcats.
Again, a good play call. They just didn't execute the pass catch there. He threw the ball a little bit up over Anthony's reach. But again, not a bad understanding of what they want to try to do to this Stoneham defense, even though they end up with 2 incomplete passes, which doesn't do what we would like it to do, which is run clock. So we have we'll kick it back, 7:31 to play first quarter.
Christian Robarge and number 8 in to punt for the Wildcats. Got 2 receivers back at midfield. I think one is Dylan Bruger. Kick is away, and it's over the head of the primary receiver, taken at the 40-yard line and then knocked out of bounds.
6.
Gavin Erickson, I'm sorry, wrong team. Deshaun Chase, the quarterback, actually was back there to receive that punt. And the ball came out of bounds at the 40-yard line. So Stoneham is once again at the helm. 1st and 10, second drive of the game.
Good punt. No return yards, although now they start this drive about 6 yards further up the field than they did in their first drive. So let's see if any adjustments are made interiorly. Try to stand up and let linebackers make plays. As you can see now, he's basically got safety, although Marino's here over to our right, if you can see this, at 42. He's going to have to drop down a little bit because they haven't shown any propensity to throw the football.
Junior quarterback Deshaun Chase keeps the ball, runs up the middle. He's grabbed by a host of tacklers, but he carries them for about 3 or 4 or 5 yards across the 45.
Look like Nally and Kenyon in on the tackle. Those are the 2 guys who their quickness has gotten penetration into the backfield, but the strength of the quarterback there picked up a couple extra 2 or 3 yards. But again, execute a little bit better there. Let's see what they can do on the keeper.
A lot of options to keep in mind, and
yes.
that's what makes it tricky for defense. A quarterback sneak right up the middle, gains about 3 yards, stopped a yard shy of a 1st down, 49-yard line.
So Stoneham looking to the athleticism of their quarterback to pick up 9 yards and 2 downs. Now they have 2 down territory here to do whatever they want to do. This will be interesting to see what they do on 3rd and 1, see if they open up their playbook or just continue to pound like they like to do, which my guess would be they're just going to pound to get the 1st down, try to get more.
Chase pitches back to Argyropoulos, who's good for the 1st down, picks up 4 yards across midfield.
Again, a lot of yards after the initial hit, so that's something Wilmington's going to have to try to improve. You make a hit, you got to hit and hold your hit. And he's bound. These Stoneham players are bouncing off first hit and picking additional 2 or 3, 4 yards up. So it's going to be imperative now. Again, they're going to run. They're going to run your clock. They're going to run the football at you. You got to come up there and stick and hold.
Inside handoff again to Argyropoulos, who
Good tackle.
carries a couple of ball carries for 2 yards down to the 45-yard line.
Good tackle by Dean Nally there.
Dean Nally, yep.
They countered. First time they've countered off that. They came in motion to the left and countered back to the right. And again, Nally kept his spot. Again, the 2 ends, which right now look like it's going to be Nally and 55, I think, is Venenzia. Those 2 ends are going to have to hold the edge, try to funnel everything back in, and hopefully your inside linebackers can make that tackle.
Once again, hand up the middle with a big hole. Down to the 10 and into for a touchdown. It's like number 40, Jonathan Neal, the fullback. First time we've called his name tonight, and I don't think anybody else was expecting him either.
Right, and a quick handoff. Again, the fullback's lining up about 1.5 yards behind the quarterback. A quick handoff to the fullback, and he got into space. And again, their speed, even at the fullback position, they're much quicker than Wilmington's been today. So again, you're gonna have to try to stop the bleeding as much as we can as they'll go for 2. So
once again, Stoneham going for 2. Chase has the ball. Inside handoff again for the two-point conversion is good.
And once again, an untouched running back through the through the line of scrimmage, getting into secondary.
Christos Argyropoulos in on the two-point carry, and Stoneham jumps out to a very quick 14-0 lead here, Jim.
And that's doesn't bode well for the Wildcats, as they're going to have to probably speed their offense up just a little bit. And again, on defensively, these Stoneham running backs are virtually untouched going through the line, getting into the second level, and then it's a matter of their speed versus our speed, and it's not really been a fair matchup up to this point at 4:41. So we'll see what Wilmington can do on the kickoff and see if they can generate some level of offense. But they're going to have to win the line of scrimmage with their defensive line, and they're going to have their linebackers and their most likely their safeties come up and make plays.
Already commented that if the Wildcats don't win tonight, they're effectively out of the playoff run. We will not know who their next opponent will be or where that game will be until sometime later tonight or tomorrow. So here comes the kickoff.
Little downfield. Ball on the ball.
And this time, looks like Kyle Kenyon jumped on the ball at the 24-yard line, 25-yard line. So the Wildcats will take over 1st and 10. 4:38 remaining on the first period clock.
Sure sign it's Division 3, 4, or 5 football with the squib kickoff of the kickoff. I don't know how many teams can kick deep. And again, Wilmington with a lot better field position here. They started last drive on like the 11-yard line, starting this drive on the 25. See if Sullivan can, they can create some space and run the football a little more effectively here. Again, Stoneham 6-0 is ranked number 1 in Division 5. Looking to get back to Foxborough and win a state championship.
Single running back is Marino. He takes the inside handoff, finds some running room finally up the middle. He's good. Across the 35-yard line out to the 37. First down for Peter Marino. Good 12-yard carry. Good
patient run there by Peter. You know, he saw the hole. He waited for it to develop and used his speed to hit the hole and pick up the first down. If he can stay untouched out of the backfield, he can do some damage in the if he can get to second level.
Wildcats could certainly use a long sustained drive here to take some time off the clock and maybe gain some confidence. Sullivan still in a quarterback. Handoff again to Marino, who's stopped for a little gain, maybe a yard, out to the 43.
Again, the interior of their defensive line did a good job on stuffing our offensive line to give Marino no room. There was no gap set up and no space for him to get into the hole. So it's going to be imperative that the Wildcats at least control a little bit of the line of scrimmage here so Marino can get some running room.
Jason Marquardt, number 84, checks in. He'll be going out to spread wide on the left. Steve Anthony comes wide to the right. Single tight end. Sullivan is back to pass. Lets it go downfield. Incomplete, intended for Connor Benoit on the far sideline.
Threw that one just a little bit quick there. Benoit did have a little bit of space there. Would have been a pick up about 7 yards. Again, another the play call looked like it was a good idea. The execution just a little bit subpar. A good ball, but a little bit ahead of the receiver. So now it looks like Robarge is coming back in. Oh, Tramp, I'm sorry. So it looks like when they have 3rd and long, they must believe that Tristan Champ has got a little bit stronger arm.
Sullivan's in the slot right now. Champer's back to pass. He finds some room, and his pass is complete for a first down.
Is that Marquardt? Nope, Anthony.
Steve Anthony, the senior wide receiver for the Wildcats, finds some open running room, and he's stopped down inside Stoneham territory, 46-yard line.
Good pickup with Sullivan being in the slot, which puts 2 quarterbacks out in the field. And now it looks like they're going to do the exact same thing. Yep, because Marquardt will replace Anthony. So let's see if it's Champ as the quarterback, and they threw Sullivan in the slot. Sullivan ran more like a post route there to suck up the receiver. So Sullivan is out left, it looks like. Back to you, Chris.
The eyes haven't failed me yet. Champer again finds a completion to Connor Benoit for a gain of about 3 or 4 yards.
Tremendous hands there to keep a hold of that ball. He got hit right as he caught the football. And forward progress knocked him back. But again, get a little bit of tempo here. Looks like a change up. And again, we'll stay with the dual quarterback look. Allows us to use the athleticism of both Ciampa and Sullivan in numerous ways.
So solid drive so far for the Wildcats on this drive. 3 wide receivers split to the left. Passes on the way downfield. Robarch got it, but it's out of bounds. He caught it on the sideline. His foot was outside the sideline marker. Good pass, good catch. So
just stepped out of bounds there too. I'm sorry.
See if our sideline camera, George Breslin, caught that down the sideline. It's
Yeah.
Play was almost right in front of him.
Ball was there. He was the defensive back forced him sideline, and he was 1 foot in, 1 foot out as he caught it. But again, nice opportunity, very well executed play. The defensive player just forced him out just a hair bit. So Sullivan is back as the quarterback.
3rd and 7. Fakes the handoff to Marino, finds some running room, and it's going to be thrown out of bounds again.
That play is open.
Jason Marquardt caught it, but his feet were out of bounds, so it's going to bring a 4th down for the Wildcats.
That play is open, Chris. So we'll see if they continue to go to it, although they do have a 4th down. Looks like they'll go for it. Nothing to lose now. Like I said, you talked about with playoffs, you have guaranteed 3 more games, but there'll be games that are outside the playoff structure, so you could get almost any team in Division 4 that isn't ranked in the top 8. So I assume at least one additional home game. If you win one, you might even get 2 before you get to Tewksbury. So big 4th down here for the Wildcats.
So Ciampa is in a quarterback. And there's some motion on the play. They let the play go. Passes intended downfield. Falls incomplete.
That whistle dead early. He dropped the flag late here on the far sideline, but he did drop the flag for the illegal procedure. A little bit of a mistake there by the slot back.
I'm kind of surprised they didn't blow it dead before the play continued. So we'll see if they wave it off or if they're going to accept the penalty.
That's a pre-stab penalty on the offsides.
All right, so it's going to be a 5-yard penalty. Sets the Wildcats back just the other side of midfield, the 48-yard line of the Spartans. 4th down and 12.
Again, you're in a situation, Coach Turner's situation. He's got to go for these. The only way you're gonna have to score with Stoneham, the way that they're running through our defense at the present time. Ciampa's been good on the longer pass. Sideline passes are open. See if they could get somebody like Kenyon or Benoit open across the middle here.
Okay,
that'll be open. As you can see, the safety is coming down to play Sullivan. So the middle is
split
open.
wide to the left. Ciampa back to pass, lets it go deep downfield. Once again thrown out of bounds. Connor Benoit on the sideline, intended for him. So Wildcats turn it over on downs. Stoneham takes over. 1st and 10 at their own 48-yard line.
Again, good play call. Connor Benoit got behind the receiver, just execution of the pass a little bit towards the sideline too much.
They keep on going back to very similar plays on the right side of the offense.
Yeah, and the other irony here is it looks like maybe we'll see this the next series of downs. As they spread them out a little bit, they're leaving the middle of the field open, Stoneham is. So if you have a quick enough receiver, you might be able to execute, and you might be able to find opening in the middle of the field next time. So let's see if we can stop them here.
So fullback John Neal, who ran for the last touchdown, right behind the quarterback Chase. Outside handoff, a pitch to the right tailback. And before Seth Russell.
If you can see on that play, the quarterback made the pitch and then was a lead blocker. So again, they're getting more helmets on helmets, so that it's really making it difficult. It's really going to be one-on-one matchups in that sense. That you got to shed your block and plug the hole and make the tackle. So it's really going to be up to the defensive line to continue to try to shed blocks and give the linebackers opportunities to have shots at those running backs.
Okay, 2nd and 3. Chase calls signals. Pitch to Geropoulos, who is stopped just shy of the first down. Gain of about 1.5 yards.
Again, very same play. They're running the same basic set here every time. Just smash mouth football. I'm going to take my big backs and I'm going to run it right at you. And if you leave me an opening for my quarterback, I'm going to keep it and try to get the edge. So again, a 2-down territory here with about 20 seconds left to play in the quarter.
Probably the last play. See if the Wildcats can hold the Spartans here on 3rd down. To Geropoulos again, who finds enough running room. He keeps on churning his feet, and he fights inside the 40-yard line to the 39 for another Spartan first down, and it's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter.
And they're just out muscling us. They're just out powering us and muscling us here.
So we'll take a break here at the end of the first quarter. Stoneham 14, Wilmington nothing. We want to thank our sponsor, the Aligned Credit Union, and we'll be back with
WCTV's coverage of Wildcat football this fall is sponsored by Aligned Credit Union. Not only focused on personal and business banking, Align is a community credit union participating in events throughout the region. Located next to Lucci's and also at aligncu.com. Align Credit Union, connecting all your banking needs.
Okay, we're back for second quarter action here at Alumni Stadium here in Wilmington. Friday night, the last regular season game of the year for the Wildcats before the next series of games takes place. Stoneham is on a drive here. They're inside the Wilmington 40 at the 39-yard line. 14-0.
Good look at their offense.
Quarterback Chase keeps it for a gain of about 5 yards right up the middle.
I think, Chris, one of the things I noticed here first quarter, is the strength of the running backs for Stoneham. Even if we get a body on them, they are really strong when they run the football, and they're picking up 4, 5, 6 extra yards just with their strength, even after we hit them.
Tom Peasy checks in for Stoneham. He's been banged up a little, but he's in the backfield now. Back to pass finally, downfield. The man wide open for a touchdown. Seth Russell, 39-yard touchdown pass. And Stoneham is on the board again.
So that's definitely a missed coverage here. The cornerbacks were man-to-man on their 2 receivers, and he snuck right up the middle. So, again, I don't mean to pick on high school kids, but whoever was at the safety position there left contained, and he got open. More Stoneham students here, I think, than Wilmington students.
There's a big block of them down here in the stands to our left front. But there's a lot of Wilmington kids too, but
they're just
further
not
down,
loud.
and there's nothing to cheer about.
That's
yet,
true.
so.
That's true. And my guess is that they will go for 2. Probably doesn't have a kicker, so he better hope he doesn't get to a state championship situation where he needs a field goal to win.
Chase pitch back to Geropoulos, who is in again to the end zone for the 2-point conversion. And with 10-12 left in the second quarter, Stoneham jumps out to a 22-0 lead.
Again, Coach Almeida with a really, really good play call there on 2nd and 5. First time they threw the football. Caught Wilmington secondary napping. Although I will say both, as I looked up, both cornerbacks were covering. But somebody missed coverage on the back on the player, especially I would imagine that would be one of the safeties.
I talked to the Stoneham telecasting crew here before the game started tonight, and they said they will pass a couple of times a game whether they have to or not. So I guess that was the first one.
They play like the academies. Army and Navy play the. that's just what they play. It's really the triple option. This is more of a wing, the 2 wings, but they just. Again, you will get open receivers if the check down is wrong. So like I said, it's just a mistake in the defensive backfield, most likely by either a linebacker or one of the safeties, because I know that the 2 corners had men up the side.
I think we must have had a personal foul on the extra point
Yeah.
because they're setting up the ball at the Wilmington 45-yard line for the kickoff.
So not only are we down 22 points, we are not playing smart football, which will lead to a situation here where we'll be backed against our goal line.
After the penalty, Stoneham will kick off from the Wilmington 45-yard line.
I think it's Joe DeMonico down at the 5-yard line to await the kick by Antonio Ventresca.
Good job. Stephen Anthony falls on it at the 20.
Ventresca's kick is recovered by Stephen Anthony.
So we'll see if the Wildcats can get the offense engaged a little bit better here and find some ball movement. As you said, some of the passes have been open, just a little bit of a misfire so far.
Correct, and right now Sullivan will quarterback. He's got Tristan Champa right here on the sideline with him as well. So back to the regular, Sullivan back as the quarterback. Again, it would be imperative here, even though you're down 22, to try to continue to eat some clock. Got to make some kind of effort to keep the powerful Stoneham offense off the field.
Hand off to Marino, and there was a defensive, I think a linebacker in the backfield just as the ball was handed off, so he stopped at no gain. Going to bring up 2nd and 10 for the Wildcats.
This is the first time I've seen both sets of cheerleaders on this side of the field. So they have the student bodies are both together, both cheerleaders on the large stand side of the field. Not many fans across the way. So Stoneham's probably come here enough to know this is the place to sit. Better viewpoint.
Sullivan throws the ball to the right to Kenyon,
He's
who
open.
finds some running room, who's got a first down. He's across the 30-yard line, knocked out of bounds.
Good read by Andrew there, Andrew Sullivan. Good read, good pass, good crisp pass, caught in the first down. Like I said, I think they can be effective with the quick pass and the pass to the sidelines. Problem's going to be is eventually Stoneham's going to make that adjustment. So again, imperative to try to establish some kind of running game with Peter Marino, and then let Andrew and Tristan Champa pick them apart with the passing game.
Probably a little bit gun shy after last week's interceptions, but that seems to be the only thing working right now. Sullivan handoff to Marino, who stopped again in the backfield for loss of a yard or two.
It's a classic case of the Stoneham defensive line manhandling the Wilmington offensive line. Marino has no chance. Marino's picking up the ball from getting the handoff from Sullivan. Had absolutely positively no room. People in the backfield.
Just want to make mention of both teams have pink stockings on their uniforms tonight in recognition and awareness of Breast Cancer Awareness month of October. So a nice touch by both teams and the cheerleaders as well, who all have pink bows in their hair. So Wildcats 2nd and 11 at the 32-yard line. Sullivan fakes the handoff downfield. It's intended for Kenyon, who's unable to take it in.
Hit him in the wrong spot there. Hit him in the hands. A little behind it, but that's a play they have to make if they're going to be successful here. Just a bit behind him and got the ball in the hands. They've got to try to make that play.
I think it was Victor Fernandez in the coverage, number 1. Most of Stoneham's talented players are going both ways. You know, you see them on the offense and the defense, but definitely some talent on that sideline.
Stoneham is a fee-based school too as well, so you're not going to have as big a team as Wilmington. They have, I think it's a $300 fee per student to play. So Robarge is in. Back to you, Chris.
You mean Champa?
Champa, I'm sorry. Robarge is probably in too.
3rd and 11. Champa's back to pass. Lets the ball go downfield, intended for Kenyon. There's a flag in the play, and it'll be pass interference.
It was a really, really good job by Kenyon to set himself and make the defensive back go through him to pick up the first down.
John Neal on the coverage there, and he got to the receiver before the ball did. So, yeah, as you pointed out, good positioning by Kyle. So, Wildcats have another breath of life here out to the 44-yard line.
The dual quarterback seems to at least work a little bit. Sullivan's playing almost every down. If he's not in quarterback, he's in the slot. He's back in the quarterback spot.
So Anthony and Benoit split wide to the right. Got an offside. Whistle blows, play is blown dead, and I think Stoneham jumped there.
You look like 77, a little bit jumping the gun. But maybe we get Stoneham to play a little bit sloppy here. Back-to-back penalties. Again, let's see if some maturity by the offense here, and you know, touchdown here would help. Of course, not a touchdown here wouldn't help, so that's pretty. I mean, it's not really what you want to say. Touchdown, of course, would help.
Anthony split wide right, and Robarge is split wide to the left. Sullivan fakes the handoff. One man to Benoit out on the right flat. He takes it in for gain of about a yard or two.
Good defensive play there, Connor. They got the ball to Connor Benoit in space, but the defender stayed with him and made a good open field tackle. That had disaster written all over for Stoneham if Benoit had shaken his defender. And making them think a little bit defensively. 2nd down and 4, so you know, a lot of options here for the offense.
Jason Marquardt split wide to the left. Sullivan still in at quarterback. Fakes the handoff to Marino, sprints to the right, man is open, but it's overthrown down at the 35-yard line, intended for Connor Benoit again.
Again, that pass was for a 6'1" receiver, not a 5'8" receiver. So, again, Andrew Sullivan just a little quick with it. Plays open. Again, you're in 3-down territory here anyway, with 3rd down and 5. So 2-down territory for the Wildcats. No matter what happens here, try to not commit a penalty and see what we can.
I'm still waiting for the inside pass to Peter Marino sneaking out of the backfield, but
haven't seen that
yet.
one for a while. You're right.
Intended for Christian Robarge. Off his hands, a little bit high again, down inside the 45-yard line. It's going to bring up a 4th down for the Wildcats, 4th and about 4.
Interesting call here for the coach. He might punt because he's got he's down 22 points. You don't want to turn the ball over to them at the 50. The punt team has struggled over the last several weeks, but it's a good opportunity. Maybe you can make them go, instead of going 40, 50 yards, 40 yards, maybe get them go 60, 70 yards instead with their offense.
So Robarge is in. As you mentioned, the special teams have struggled. A couple kicks have been blocked or close. But he gets this one away. A pretty good kick, end over end, and goes out of bounds. Looks like inside the 15-yard line.
Good kick. Good kick. What they needed there. Now you got Stoneham pinned back, though. Not that that's had any effect on Stoneham all game, but at least we've pinned them back and
7
make
minutes.
them go a long way.
Yeah, 7 minutes to go here in the 2nd quarter. Still 22-0 Stoneham. See if Sean Turner, line coach, defensive coach, can dial up some kind of magic to keep Stoneham bottled up in their own end here.
Again, basic offense. We'll see what they do. See if we can make a couple plays here.
Hand off to Argyropoulos, who cuts back, finds some running room and some big space down the right sideline. He carried Christian Robarge for about 8 or 9 yards, taken down at the 29-yard line.
Again, as I said earlier, their running backs are almost seem like they're as big as their offensive line, and they're just after the hit, they're picking up 5 or 6 extra yards.
And they also had 2 or 3 blockers out in front of him before even the first Wildcat defender could get a hand on him.
So. Again, they're going to physical you. They're going to pound you. We're going to have to.
Big running room again. Seth Russell on the carry, picks up another 11 or 12 yards out to the 40-yard line.
Again, he hit that hole. The hole was wide. As the Mack truck could go through the hole, it wasn't touched. Gonna have to step it up here on the defensive line and see if our linebackers can fill some gaps. I know that Bailey Smith's got an injured hand. Not that we're making any excuses, but linebackers seem to be getting The offensive line seems to be getting our defensive line pushed back into our linebackers.
So 1st and 10 for the Spartans at their own 40. Chase pitches back. Kind of a sloppy pitch, but ball carrier Russell is stopped for a gain of about 2 yards out at the 42-yard line.
Getting a little chippy there, too, at the end of that play. That was actually, of all, for the half, that was the best defensive stand play Wilmington has had. You know, you're right, a sloppy pitch. But their timing a little bit messed up, and we just continued to play hard there and stop for gain of 1.
And off his back again. Big running room, but he stopped shy of the 1st down. I think that was Russell again on the carry. Taken down at the 47-yard line of Stoneham. It's going to bring up 3rd and 3.
And that was Marino on the cornerback making that tackle, 42. So they got the edge. Again, like we said before the game, the defensive ends or the outside linebackers have to maintain the edge. And these guys they're just picking their hole and going right through it.
Andrew O'Brien, number 63, comes in for a little bit more muscle on the defensive line. Connor Bonet came out. So it's kind of a big play for the Wildcats. If they can stop him, they get a chance to take the ball over. Quarterback Chase keeps it. Once again finds running room down the right side. He breaks free to the 40, to the 30, and he's down to the 20-yard line. Taken down by Peter Marino and Steven Smolinski after a long run. Another 30-yard gain for Stoneham.
Again, he was hit early in that play, broke a couple tackles, and then just had some space. And there was a big missed tackle here on the side close to us, I think, by Christian Robarge. Just tackles him air. Again, you got to square them up if you're going to make a good tackle here. These guys are shifty. You got to get right helmet right into the rib cage and square them up.
Pitch again to Russell, and he's going to be brought down for no gain. Good defensive stand there by the Wildcats.
Good penetration. I think that was 77.
Tyler Thomas, senior defensive lineman.
And Smolinski as well. Again, their penetration by the defensive line blew that play up. Won't be shocked to see them come back short side or they're in the middle of the field to the right. They've been very effective.
The clock still ticks. Less than 3.5 minutes to go in the 1st half. Handoff now to Geropoulos, who finds running room again on the right side. Cuts inside the 10 to the 5, where he's taken down.
Again,
Bailey Smith in the tackle.
Like you said on the previous play, he had 3 blockers right in front of him. He was untouched coming out of the backfield. And with his strength, he just plows right on through.
Spartans are in the driver's seat again inside the 10 at the 6-yard line. It's kind of like the Wildcats just don't have an answer for that the running back coming off of either tackle.
That is the truth. Same play.
Geropoulos again, and he is stopped just shy of the goal line, down at the 3.
That time he cut it up the middle, so he took the pitch, pivoted up the middle instead of coming out off the edge. He must have seen a hole there. And again, with his strength, you know, once he gets into space, he's tough to stop.
O'Brien checks back in for the Wildcats on the defensive line. Once again, Coach Almeida just employing the pound and pound.
That'll be the 2 minutes. So we have 2 minutes to play.
Geropoulos takes the pitch, and once again he's into the end zone, almost untouched. Another touchdown. And Stoneham now jumps out to a 28-0 lead with 1:52 left to go in the 1st half.
With the extra point to come, again, just they're lining up and saying this is what we're going to do, and they're doing it. I mean,
stop us if you can, and it's not happening.
There is nothing secretive about what, except for that pass, nothing that you wouldn't have seen on film. They're just going to say we're going to play physical, and we're going to smash you, and you need to be physical back, and Wilmington has not been up to the challenge so far in this first half.
And it looks like they
Snuck the ball up.
couldn't even see who had it. Number 40 maybe, John Neal again on the 2-point conversion. So very uncharacteristic, 30-0 deficit before halftime for the Wildcats tonight, Jim.
That is correct. It's a long climb back. I mean, need to figure out. Offensively, need to see if they can move the football. Defensively, it's just a matter of this. It's gonna be a physical game, which we said before the broadcast start, before the game started. And either they're gonna have to step up, or they just keep getting blown off the ball. So 1:48 to play. It's number 26.
Okay, we're ready for the kickoff here. Stoneham ready to kick off at the 40-yard line. Once again, looks like Steve Smolinski maybe.
41? No, 20. What is that number?
I
21?
can't make it out from here.
Joe DeMonico, I think. 22.
Joe DeMonico is ready at the 20-yard line for the kick, which probably won't make it that far. Another
Right on the
squib kick
ground,
up the
bounces
middle.
up to him,
He picks it up at the 30.
runs backwards.
Tries to sprint out to the right side. He takes it out to about the 33-yard line.
Again, you got to go north-south. You can't go east-west. When you take that, he takes that kick up, running right up, and so he's trying to create space. It's not going to be there with a squib kick. They're going to get down on the field. They're going to get down the field on that kick and make the play. See what Sullivan can do. We got a minute 42 left. At least try to establish something. It'll be both Sullivan and Christian Champa on the field.
Looks like Champa will be the quarterback on this play. I think you mentioned that Fox 25 game of the week.
Yes, we did.
Not a lot of competition here tonight, unfortunately, for the Wildcats.
But for Stoneham, it's actually a nice.
I'm sure they'll all be watching at 11 o'clock. Champa hands off to Marino, who is stopped for a gain of 1. Maybe no gain at all.
Yes, Pete Marino. So now it's about surviving till halftime.
So 2nd and 9 for the Wildcats. Champa stays in at quarterback.
Looks like he might run the football to avoid having to turn it over here. Marino left.
4 wide receivers out. Champa lets the ball go. Complete to Kenyon at the 50. And he's brought down at the 47-yard line.
Very well executed.
Gain of about 16 yards in the play, and the Wildcats finally have some movement, but we're down less than a minute to go in the first half.
Good route by Kenyon. Ball thrown right there.
Timeout call by Wilmington to stop the clock.
So again, positive play. Trying to end the half on the positive note.
They do
So
get
now
the
they
ball
don't-
back in the on the
They did
kickoff.
defer. And again, 2 schools authority are down 30-0. If you know that if they touch the ball again, they have the ability to score quick. But again, playing aggressive, give Coach Turner credit, looking to try to put the ball in the end zone here at the end of half.
Good opportunity to give Tristan Champa some experience too, where he most likely will step into the starting role next year.
Yeah, Andrew Sullivan in the slot again, so you have the 2 quarterbacks. No razzle-dazzle yet.
Champa's back to pass, lets the ball go deep downfield, intended for Christian Robarge. The defender in the play broke it up. Looks like he might have got tripped up himself a little bit. Victor Fernandez.
Just a little bit underthrown there. I don't think I don't think Robarge was open, but that's where the play goes. And in high school, there's not many reads. It's going to be
you don't
this is what
check
we
off.
call, and you're not checking it off.
Yeah.
You're not reading the defense there. You're going to try to throw deep. Again, that was got nothing to lose at 30-0. You're right. Let's see what they can do with this style offense where the guy throws the ball a little better. But you do have Andrew Sullivan, I think, still in the slot. So you got two quarterbacks. You know, if you have some razzle-dazzle type play in your playbook, it wouldn't be a bad time to.
Being right-handed, he'd probably come out from this side as well. Play is offside for Stoneham. It's blown dead.
They're really slow with that flag, though.
I think they were thinking about letting the play run despite the offside for a free play, but would have been unimpeded to the quarterback. So
I got to call that on Wilmington. Nope.
So 2nd and 5 gives the Wildcats a little bit more life. 43 seconds to go in the first half.
Looks like they might have blown that play dead, unimpeded to the quarterback there, so they stopped that play. Because they did stop it. Wilmington had a free play there. And of course, when nothing goes right, nothing goes right. When it's all going bad. Here we go.
Champa back to pass again, steps into the ball, lets it go. Man is open, is complete. Inside the 30-yard line on the far sideline. And it looks like Connor Benoit.
That ball a little bit underthrown. Benoit made a good adjustment with his body to make the catch. And again, because I think you get about 5 timeouts and a half, Coach Scherner's going to burn all 5 of them right here to try to get the ball into the end zone. Again, not a bad idea. If you're going to go for it, you might as well go for it. If you're going to run clock, you run the clock. But they made the decision back on 2nd down and 8 when they made the good pass to Kyle Kenyon. They're going to go for it. So, I mean, credit him to try to keep his boys moving. You maybe punch a ball in here. Maybe you saw something in halftime. Pick up another score. Cut the lead to 16. You're not back in the game, but at least you've executed that you have some confidence. And then you come back out with your defense. The defense is going to make stops.
If you're still here at halftime, we'll be covering the halftime show, the Wilmington High School Marching Band. Senior drum major this year is Michael Shampoo, Zoe Marzi, and junior drum major Joe Maselli. And once again, as always, the band puts on a great halftime show, and they keep the fans in it in the sideline during the course of the game.
Once again, Chris, it's a marvel you know all that stuff. This is a great play-by-play guy I'm working with. He knows he's got it going. Man, I just have to sit there and call the plays. He's got to do all the work.
I know the parents, so.
Oh, okay. But no, a great job, though. Great job. Does a phenomenal job. Makes my life very easy.
All right, so the Wildcats come right out to the line of scrimmage without a huddle. Looks like Champ is going to be in the backfield by themselves, so there'll be 5 wide receivers spread across the field. See who's open. Champer's back to pass, gets good protection, lets the ball downfield.
Oh, he got bumped.
Intended for Peter Marino, no call on the play.
And Peter was double teamed there too, though, so not a bad idea from the perspective of trying to get Marino in his speed, but ball was thrown a little behind him, and I think he ran into the defender. The defender didn't run into him, so that's why there was a no call there.
I think the Spartans will be playing a little bit of a preventive defense here. The backs are well off the ball.
Yeah, you know what's funny there? If they would do that, you do have 3 timeouts left. And if they're going to play deep, I wouldn't be surprised, like I said.
Throw it down the middle.
Right through the middle, short to maybe get a fake handoff to Marino and dump it right behind the linebackers.
Okay, Champer's back to pass, kept Marino in for blocking. Man is
Nice
open in the
pass.
end zone, and it's going to be incomplete.
That throw was right on the money.
Yeah, Kenyon made a
Champa
nice
with it.
stab at it. Down in the end zone, couldn't quite bring it in. Perfectly thrown and very well executed. Couldn't quite make the connection.
Again, that was Champa's the best pass he's thrown all game right there. Right on. I mean, well defended, but he put the ball where the only place it could be put to have an opportunity to be caught.
So down to 30 seconds now in the first half.
Maybe they'll try Bishop for like a 50-yard field goal.
30-3, do you think it's worth it?
No.
No.
Unless he's
looking to set a record?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You never know. Big play here, though.
Champer scrambles and he finds some running room.
Block.
Nice block by the receiver, but he's taken out of bounds. Actually, he stayed in bounds.
Nice block by Marquardt. That was Marquardt, 84, made that
back.
block. Good block by Marquardt to keep his score from getting annihilated. So now you have a decision to make. You have about 16 seconds left. I don't think
No decision, just go for it. Fourth and 8.
Whether you throw or pass, or throw or run. Run or pass. One of those two things I think you can do. Throwing and passing would be the exact same thing.
Yeah.
He called timeout. You got to put this
So
first down line here.
So maybe time enough for 2 plays if the Wildcats can move it. If not, this will probably be the last play of the half because I don't think Stoneham's going to try to.
He's going to kick it. That's Bishop he's talking to. He's going to try to. Is that 36 or 26?
Yeah,
that's Bishop.
36. Kyle
He's going to try to kick this. No? I think, yeah.
Yeah, 45-yard field goal attempt.
Yeah.
I don't think it's ever been done in Wilmington High School history. Give the kid an opportunity. See how we make out.
Very limited wind here as well.
And it's blocked, and
this
is
a touchdown. Oh, big break for the Wildcats there. He couldn't pick it up.
Okay, so that's going to be the last. Well, I think
7
the last
seconds
play.
left here. So in the change of downs, they'll stop. Nope.
So Stoneham takes over the ball at the 40-yard line with 7 seconds showing on the clock.
They're going to call that the half, I think.
It is halftime. Okay, so after a very disappointing first half of the Wildcats, we come to halftime with the Stoneham Spartans up 30-0. So we'll be having a brief message from Aligned Credit Union, 211 Lowell Street in Wilmington. Thank you for sponsoring Wilmington High School football. And then we'll be right back for the Wilmington High Band's halftime show.
WCTV's coverage of Wildcat football this fall is sponsored by Aligned Credit Union. Not only focused on personal and business banking, Align is a community credit union participating in events throughout the region. Located next to Lucci's and also at aligncu.com. Align Credit Union, connecting all your banking needs.
Nice job by the Wilmington High Marching Band under the direction of Senior Drum Major Michael Shampoo. If you're watching the game live tonight, just a reminder, we have a one-camera shoot for tonight, but we'll be editing the sideline footage during the future broadcast of tonight's game. Halftime tonight, Wilmington is trailing the Stoneham Spartans 30-0, and from Major Zoe Marzi on the podium now for the second of tonight's featured presentations by the high school marching band. Now junior drum major Joe Maselli takes the stage for the third and final presentation for tonight's halftime show. Nice presentation by the Wilmington High Marching Band tonight, Alumni Field in Wilmington. At halftime, the score is Stoneham 30, Wilmington nothing. We'll be back in a few minutes for the opening kickoff of the second half. Hope you come back and join us.
Hi, Connor Benoit, senior captain of the football team. Last year was very good. We lost a lot of seniors, but this year we have a lot of young talent that we think we could come up and help us out.
Kyle Kenyon, I think that we're going to be fine. Offensive line looks great, and I'm excited.
Name's Peter Reno, senior captain. We got a lot of young guys on the defense and offense, but offensive line's looking strong, and looking forward to a great year.
Well, we're back and just about ready for second half action tonight. Alumni Field in Wilmington. Tonight's live broadcast on a beautiful, crisp, clear, late October evening.
Perfect evening for football, especially if you're from Stoneham.
The score remains 30-0 at halftime, but the Wildcats do get the opening kickoff of the second half, so we'll see if we can change their fortune up a little bit. Nice presentation by the high school marching band for their halftime show. A quick reminder, the Wilmington Rotary Club auction is being held on the 16th, 3 weeks from tonight, the 16th of November at the Knights of Columbus Hall. Great opportunity for folks to support not only the Wilmington Rotary Club, but the scholarships that the club gives out every year, usually upwards of $20,000 to $25,000 in scholarships. A lot of the money is raised at the auction. There's a $10,000 raffle. 300 to 350 tickets will be sold for that $10,000 raffle. So if you're interested in picking up a ticket between now and then, make sure you contact anybody from the Rotary Club, or you can call the office of Wilmington Insurance. John Doherty be happy to set you up with some tickets. So both teams are back on the field. Jim, we had Christos Argyropoulos ran 53 yards early with a minute and a half into the game for a 53-yard touchdown for Stoneham. John Neal ran 42 yards, I think the next series. And Seth Russell took a 34-yard pass play. I think it's the only pass play of the game so far for Stoneham for a touchdown. Big plays continue to haunt the Wildcats.
That is correct. And again, defensively, I don't think there's anything that you can say other than Stoneham came out and played smash mouth football, opened up a lot of holes. Their running backs are getting into the second level way too easily. I think they did score on a short running play down here for their fourth touchdown too. But they completely dominated offensively the line of scrimmage. A couple positives though for Wilmington offensively. They have been able to move the ball passing with the quarterback combination of Andrew Sullivan and Tristan Champa. So let's see if they continue to do that moving forward here. It looks like the running game has been a little bit stymied, but you do have, it is 30-0. Maybe a good chance here in the second half to try to establish this dual quarterback look, get Andrew Sullivan going and Champa as well. So let's take it as it's 0-0, see if you can win the half and move on to the next part of your season, which is a disappointment because they're probably not going to be in the playoffs with opportunity to play 3 more games before Tewksbury.
Okay, here comes the kickoff. It once again is downfield to Joe DeMonico. Takes it to 24. He's across the 30, finds some running room, still going, and he's brought out to the 39-yard line. So Wilmington has pretty good field position to start the second half.
Good positive play on the kickoff. Let's see what kind of offense we're going to try to run here. Looks like Christian Robaj is limping off the field here. See if he sees the trainer.
So Andy Sullivan is back in to start the third quarter at quarterback. Pass out in the flat to Connor Benoit, who scrambles, stop for short gain.
Again, the same way we began the first half, that quick pass to the receiver. Quick look and not a bad gain.
Gain of 4 on the play. It's kind of a long first half, not necessarily because Stoneham was scoring, but a lot of incomplete passes by the Wildcats down on the sideline, which kept on stopping the clock. So 2nd and 6 for the Wildcats at the 43. Fake the handoff to Marino, passes outside to Benoit again, who gains an extra 2 or 3 yards.
So again, good quick hitter, Benoit with the hands, picked up a few extra yards.
Steve Anthony was out blocking as the wide receiver out there, but I think Connor tried to do a couple extra jukes and the hole closed quickly, so it's going to be 3rd and 4 for the Wildcats.
Big opportunity to get a first down here.
Champa is back in at quarterback now. 3 wide receivers out. Ciampa sprints out to the right. Lets the ball go, and it's underthrown or thrown behind Connor Benoit. Across midfield, so it's going to bring up 4th down for the Wildcats. And I think from here...
here on out, you're going to go for it. Nope.
I think you got to punt. What do you think?
I think you got to go for it. You got nothing to lose. The difference between losing 40-5 to nothing and 30 to nothing or to 14.
I guess that's a valid point.
You gotta have confidence in your kids that they can execute a 4th and 5.
All right, or maybe they'll get a penalty.
You know, they did try to kick the field goal at the end of the half instead of putting it in the end zone, so I wouldn't be shocked if they go for it.
All right, Ciampa stays in there with Marino in the backfield. Andy Sullivan is split on the right, and it looks like we may have got a penalty unless one of the offensive
offsides on Wilmington here.
Yeah, procedure against the Wildcats.
That was close. I don't know if the Stoneham defender penetrated into the neutral zone or not, but
well,
according to the official, he did not.
Brings up 4th down, and 4th and long for the Wildcats. Ciampa is still in, so Coach Turner's rolling the dice here. But as you just pointed out, if Stoneham just takes the ball and drives it downfield, 38 to nothing isn't much different than 30. So.
Seems there's something open across the middle, over the middle here with.
Ciampa is back, lets the ball go downfield, and it's incomplete.
He overthrew Anthony there.
At the 42-yard line. I think that was actually intended for, it was Steve Anthony. Yep, so Stoneham takes over at the Wilmington 40-yard line. And we'll continue with the drill, I suppose.
That's correct. This might come down to how many touchdowns Stoneham wants to score. Seems like it's, again, it should be their first unit. They have opportunity to be the #1 seed in Division 5. Get themselves to Foxborough, try to win a state championship with this team in Division 5.
Okay. Agaropoulos calls signals. Hands off up the middle once again. Didn't even see the handoff. That's to his running back, Tom Peasy.
And he does a good job, the quarterback here, you know, with the handoff, the fake handoff, the fake pitch. I mean, it's hard to see if you're not looking for it. But he's done a really good job in making the decision where he's going to put the football.
So that was a gain of about 13 yards, 1st and 10 for the Spartans at the Wilmington 27-yard line. Another carry up the middle by Seth Russell, number 4. He stopped for a short gain of about 2 yards. I'm getting cell phone text messages from my friends from Stoneham.
Oh, you are? That's not good, Chris. Oh, let me check. Oh,
Thanks a lot.
I don't have any friends in Stoneham, luckily.
All right, so it's going to be 2nd and 8 for the Spartans at the 18-yard line of the Wildcats. I'm sorry, the 28-yard line. Sprint out as Russell. Cuts back in, and he's stopped at the 18-yard line. So it's going to be close, but about a yard shy of a 1st down.
I'll tell you something, 25 for the running back or the wing for Stoneham. To put a good block on the end there to open up a couple extra yards. They're just like I said, they have their offense. They're executing their offense. Hitting their spots.
So 3rd and 2. Keeps it himself. No, handoff up the middle. Well, I can't really tell. Agaropoulos, yes. Again, Agaropoulos is got another 1st down inside the 5-yard line, down at the 4. I don't know if it's more visible on the television screen, but from up here, it's very difficult to follow the ball out of the quarterback's hands.
Correct. And also see the numbers on Wilmington with the blue uniform.
Exactly.
And the shine off our field. But no, they've done a really good job. This quarterback has done a really good job moving the ball. I don't even know what word I'm looking for. Hiding the ball.
Okay, Deshaun Chase calls signals, hands off to Agaropoulos again, and he is going to be, well, looks like he fights his way down to the 3-yard line.
Again, the strength of their running backs is very evident. They do a really good job, even when they yards after getting hit.
2nd and goal for the Spartans. Connor Benoit checks back in for Andy O'Brien.
Ooh, hitting the backfield. Let's see if they can take him down. Nice. See how strong he is there?
Man.
He was hit in the backfield, and we had about 3 or 4 defenders trying to tackle him, and he stayed upright. That looked like 26, yes. Two big stops right here, back to back by our defense. He's going to put a bigger. Untouched, you're correct. I mean, good call. That is great. And again, just another play where, you know, their offensive line gets the push. He goes into the end zone untouched. I'm sure they'll go for 2 once again. No. Again, I concur. You cannot tell who's got the ball at times. They're doing such a good job with either their fake or their pitch or they're holding it back or pulling it back. They do a really good job. Very well coached. Yeah, I wish we had it. I wish we had that tonight.
I'm sure all the Wildcat fans that will be watching this on the live stream or the video stream from WCTV in the next couple of weeks will speed through some of these offensive plays by.
I don't know if it's any. I think we might only be getting parents and grandparents and maybe some close friends and other relatives watching this later on. The band did a great job. At least we have that to look forward to. But again, look at it from these are high school athletes. These kids are playing for the love of the game. It is 36-0. Stoneham is beating them up, but they're out here competing. So let's see what they can do. I mean, play it a series at a time. Again, running east-west, not north-south. Not bad field position. But like I said, I think we always have to remember in a situation like this, these are kids, 18 and under. They've been doing this since Pop Warner, some of them. And when you're getting your butt handed beat a little bit, let's stand up for yourself and see what you can do. And you know, it's easy to be critical of a play here or a missed pass there, but we just still have to remember they are high school kids, and you know it's going to be it's not fun to be them right now either. So. Ooh, nice play. Okay, just like I was saying, these are kids that are going to play hard. Peter Marino Jr. there got hit early and picked up an extra 5 yards with just a second effort. So, again, you're looking at you can look at this a number of ways. You're getting beat, but let's see what these kids can do. So maybe an opportunity to try to move the football. Good play by Stephen Anthony there too with the block, the wide receiver blocking, picked up the first down. Benoit has caught a couple passes. Good solid hands. Oh, Marino, nice play. Oh, he's paying an intern wage. No. And again, just to reiterate what Chris says on that, I'll get you after this play. Big collision, Stoneham player down. 2 defensive linemen just shot gap and ate Marino up. We have a Stoneham player down on the field. Back to the internship opportunities. You know, Chris is doing play-by-play here at football. I'm sitting here doing the color. I do play-by-play for the men's basketball, the boys basketball team, and I did a game of hockey, a hockey game, and he'll be I did the girls hockey for a game, and then with limited experience of playing, never played the game, and I did baseball. So we are always looking. If you do really have that urge to try to do what we're doing. Both Chris and myself would be willing to help you learn the ropes and teach you how to do it. I think the wind has picked up a little bit. Knocked him. Big opportunity to get a first down. That ball just. No. Correct. Marino, if I had to guess, Marino's probably got about 48 yards on the game. No, not that much. 28? 25. You just had 2 10-yard pickups. Don't believe my eyes. I think Jamie's right, 28. We have our statistician, Jamie Pote, from the Town Crier. Because if I was the statistician, we'd be in big trouble. No, I'd have the Wildcats. I'd probably give a couple extra yards here and there. Turnover on downs. And see what Coach Almeida decides to do here with a big lead. Unit number 1 in. I don't know if they have a unit 2 over there. They're such a slim bench. A little bit better defense here second half. I know they scored. They took the ball down and scored, but as they were down the goal line in a couple situations, we seem to be getting a little bit better penetration defensive line, which frees your linebackers up to make tackles. It's really going to be imperative if when you hit the guy, the initial hit makes the stop. But again, looking for the positives in what was a 30-0 score at halftime, they have scored only 1 touchdown as we run down this quarter, and the defensive played a little bit better. I don't want to jinx us, but they actually have settled down a little bit and played better. So again, like you said, take it series by series and try to win your series. They make me look bad. Now there's a flag down. That's coming all the way back. Flag down up to the 48 to 38-yard line. It's going to be a hold. Spring him on the hold. Yeah. No wonder we're so wide open. The only way they can stop our defense is to hold them. No, I think he's. I thought this was. Yeah, he's hurt. spot foul on the spot. So it's second down.
Second down for Stoneham. Just across midfield. Pitch back is Chris Dragoni.
Picked up yards. Wilmington defensive player holding on.
Just shy of the first down. 3rd and 1. Agaropoulos still down on the far sideline over there. Got the trainer working on his left foot or left ankle. So, opportunity for the Wildcats to stop the Stoneham offense here, maybe. But again, they still got a lot of skilled ball carriers in the backfield. And Stoneham calls timeout.
So their number 1 running back on a 6-0 team in a 36-0 game on a play that was called back by a penalty still sits over on the sideline with his, it looks like they're working either on his ankle or his, and it's an ankle issue. See if he, so my guess is he looks like he's going to be okay, but
we've seen the last.
I would expect to have said usually the last one.
But for tonight.
This is not, that's not the official time.
So we'll be back for live action here. Stoneham called timeout. 3rd and 1. They're at the 44-yard line of the Wildcats. 36-0. Just a little over a minute left to go in the 3rd quarter here.
So back-to-back plays. 2 Stoneham offensive players hurt. So let's see what he comes out with here. Again, like I said, they're up 36-0, a minute to play, and again, I would just continue to run his offense.
Keeps it himself. He's being chased, and he finds running room, and he's
tackle.
He's got the first down.
Stephen Anthony came up, made a nice tackle there, and the right side of the defensive line strung that play out. Even though they did pick up the first down, it was probably a gain of about 2 or 3 yards.
I don't think Steve was starting at the beginning of the season, but he's going both ways now, offensively and defensively. He's played very well for the Wildcats. Senior wide receiver and linebacker.
Point guard on the basketball team. At least that's what we would expect.
Okay, and it looks like Coach Almeida's calling off the Dogs. 2nd string quarterback comes in. I'll see if I can get the right number here. Number 2.
I don't know.
Jared Grossholtz. Pitch to number 34. Running back. Stopped for a short gain, about 2 or 3 yards. So now we got to learn some more numbers. Yeah. James Bonapane. I'm sorry, no, Patrick Langill.
That's why they pay you
number
the big
34,
bucks.
Yeah, that's big bucks, yep.
But again, he's going to, if it is his second unit, he's going to, it'll be the quarter. If it is second unit, he is going to run the same offense. So these kids might be young kids, they're going to grow up into this offense.
All right, well, we finished 3 quarters of action here tonight at Wilmington High School's Alumni Stadium. Stoneham out to a commanding 36-0 lead. We'll be back with 4th quarter action right after this message from Align Credit Union.
WCTV's coverage of Wildcat football this fall is sponsored by Align Credit Union. Not only focused on personal and business banking, Align is a community credit union participating in events throughout the region. Located next to Lucci's and also at aligncu.com. Align Credit Union, connecting all your banking needs.
Okay, we're ready to start the 4th quarter. Just talking in between the quarters there. In the last regular season game, let's call the action here first. 2nd down and 8. Pitch back to number 27, who stopped for little or no gain. 27 is Robert, looks like Kilty. Robert Kilty, number 27, running back. The Stoneham, who will probably move on to the number 1 seed in Division 6A, will take the number 8 seed coming into the playoffs. Wilmington is in Division 4. Stoneham is in Division 6.
And again, just to explain, the divisions are based upon school size, not based upon school talent of the football team.
Right.
So I'm just a smaller boys population, I think, in their school.
Grossholtz calls signals, hands off to the running back on the right end. Good tackle of Jordan Alatalo on the tackle of 40-yard line for a loss. 2 or 3 yards. He came up fast from the cornerback spot, played it very well. So it's 4th and 8 for the Spartans.
And he'll go for it, I would imagine. Yeah, they have their playoff game next week, and then they have 3 weeks of playoffs. And if they continue to advance, they'll play Reading, I think, is their Thanksgiving Day opponent, and then they move on. If they're successful like they were last year in their division, they could. This is a team that you could see making the Foxborough in this division. They're, you know, they have completely manhandled the Wildcats.
They've manhandled just about everybody.
Everybody they
this
played.
year,
You're
yeah.
absolutely right. If I look at their schedule and their results, we go down their results. They beat Archbishop Williams 40-13, a non-league game, and then in the Middlesex League they beat Arlington 34-21. They beat Burlington 44-14.
Who beat us very badly last week.
Yeah, who beat us, right? And then they beat Wakefield, who beat Wilmington 36-0. They beat Melrose, who beat Wilmington last second field goal 40-0. And they beat Watertown 51-13, and they have a 36-0 lead over Wilmington. So they definitely have the firepower to do some damage in their division. And again, their division is based upon.
We have the first punt of the game tonight, I think, for Stoneham. So Connor Benoit goes back to about the 10-yard line.
And again, the wind is starting to pick up here, so this will be into the wind, straight up into the wind. Get out of the way, everyone. Should be fire drill here.
Yeah. Looks like the ball is going to be down to maybe at the 31-yard line. So a short punt into the wind.
9-yard punt. Into the wind. Again, that's was a factor on one of the Andrew Sullivan's passes as well earlier.
It went up nice, but then it kind of bounced backward when it hit the field. So, all right, let's see what Coach Turner wants to do here. I'm sure some of the younger players for the Spartans will be on the defensive sideline as well.
Yep, and it's an opportunity again. Let's see if they can put some points on the board. 9 minutes play here, fourth quarter.
Still got most of the starters in there. Andy Sullivan is back at the quarterback spot. Kyle Kenyon is in the left slot. Sullivan passes back. It's complete to Clerico, who's out to the 35-yard line.
Okay, see if they get into a rhythm here, and at least it's not the whole second unit, because that 77, he's been in our whole game, that big off defensive tackle. So it looks like they have their starting unit. A lot of their starting defensive players are out there.
Nick Charay is number 77 for the Spartans.
So offensively, he's put his unit in, second unit in. Defensively, it looks like he wants Wilmington to try to beat his #1 unit.
He also still has Deshaun Chase in it, the defensive back here. Sullivan is back to pass. Lets the ball go downfield. It's incomplete. Intended for Kenyon. Overthrown. Brings up 3rd and 5 for the Wildcats.
Kenyon looked like he had a little bit of separation there, but again, you got to remember now, a little bit of pressure on the quarterback. He released it a little bit early, so he overthrew him. The best news there was it was incomplete, not intercepted. See if we can get a first down here. Looks like we're gonna.
Marino in the backfield again. Fakes the handoff. It's thrown
off the hands of Clerico, I think 26, correct?
Intended, yep, a little bit high. Bobbled out of bounds, brings up 4th down for the Wildcats, and
a little bit high.
Punt team comes in again.
A little bit high, but a ball that probably should have been caught. Not that it would have gotten them first down, but that was a catchable ball. You know, they always say if it hits you in the hands, you should at least be able to catch it unless somebody takes you down. Champ. Christian Robar's punt? Yep.
Yep. Robarge is back into punt.
It's offside.
Deshaun Russell is the one deep receiver. He calls for a fair catch at the 30-yard line, where the Spartans once again take over on downs. I'm sorry, take over
On the punt.
1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Not a bad punt there. 30, 35-yard punt. No return.
I said Deshaun Russell, Deshaun Chase.
Deshaun.
Seth Russell is number 4.
Deshaun Jackson.
Chase.
No, that's a
I
different
don't
guy. Deshaun Jackson's from Tampa Bay.
Oh, okay.
Gonna enliven the
You
broadcast.
follow it much too close, Jim.
Well, I think he's on my fantasy team, which is horrible. So, you know, we probably don't want to get into telling stories here because that'll get Jim in trouble. But no, let's see what defense can do here.
All right, number 12 is now in at quarterback.
Kyle Kenyon with the tackle.
Okay, so Nate Nazarian is the quarterback there, and he handed off to Rob Kilty, who carried for about a yard. 2nd down and 9 for the Spartans.
They look like the old Baltimore Colts with these uniforms.
They do, yes.
Don't they?
Yep.
Except for they have an
The
S.
horseshoe. They don't have a horseshoe.
They got the S. That stands for Stoneham. Sorry. Here we go. Let's go, boys.
Nazarian is a sophomore quarterback in right now. And the play is blown dead, I believe.
False
Illegal
start,
procedure,
or
yeah.
whatever they call that. What's the false start symbol? I don't even know. Nah, it might be it. I got to get the rule book out and start brushing up on my signals by the officials.
36-0. It doesn't matter what the signal is. Yeah.
I know what a strike and a ball are. I'm in the wrong sport.
All right, 2nd and about 14 and a half to go for the Spartans at their own 26-yard line. Man in motion, pitch back to him, who finds some running room on the right side. Stopped by Olatalo, who came up strong on the defense.
Second nice tackle for Jordan in the second half here.
Gain of about 9, but it's going to be 3rd and 6 for the Spartans, the 34-yard line.
So like Chris, like you said, we will not know the opponent probably Tuesday. And I do know that it will not be, we will probably not be in the top 8, so in the quote-unquote playoffs, so we'll be in the extended regular season. And hopefully opportunity to win 2 or 3 games down the stretch.
Nazarian pitches to Dragone, who comes around left end, and he's going to be stopped in the backfield for a loss, about 2 or 3 yards.
I think that was Steven Smolinski. Nice play. Again, see if we can turn him over here. So turn him over on downs. They'll probably punt. Gives Stone an opportunity to work on their punting game, which as we talked about their scores, I don't think they punt it much all year.
So
I think now it's imperative for Coach Almeida and Stoneham. They're probably looking to try to
give some experience to his younger guys.
Young guys, and defensively maintain your shutout. So it'll be on our offense to try to put the ball in the end zone.
Jared Grossholt's in now to punt for the Spartans. Benoit back at the 43-yard line. Almost got it. Pretty good high kick.
Good bounce.
Bounces inside the 40-yard line where the Spartans will down it.
So a 31-yard punt. So back-to-back 31-yard punts. Although they went backwards a little bit, so Wilmington will pick up the ball in pretty good position here to try to punch in the end zone and break the shutout.
Andy Sullivan stays in at quarterback. Talking to Coach Turner, brings the play in. 1st and 10 at the 39. 5:36 to go in the game. There was a pretty good crowd here earlier. I think.
Yeah, there was actually a really good crowd. Stoneham brought some numbers.
Oh, dangerous
Nice
pass,
catch.
but it's complete to Clerico, who's brought down for a gain of about 7 yards. 8 yards. Andy kind of floated it up there. I thought it was going to get picked off.
And Clerico has been the primary receiver. Actually, like the last 3 or 4 plays, he's made some nice catch and throw and pitch and catch and run.
So second and about 1.5 yards. Start is still in for the Wildcats. Hand off to Marino, who finds running room finally through the middle.
Good run. Keep
Breaks
running, Peter.
free. He's down inside to the 30-yard line. Good pickup. 21-yard gain, 22-yard gain for Peter.
So now I'm mistaken. Now he's got the 48 yards. So I was close. It just took me a couple extra minutes for him to get. Good run by Marino. So got the hole, got in the hole, and hit the hole. Again, if you provide Peter Marino Jr. space and he can hit the hole, he's going to do a great job once he gets into the second level, out onto the second level. But today it was really their defensive line pushing our offensive line back, and there were just no holes for him to hit. It's good evidence of it in a situation where you give him room to run, he's going to pick up yards.
Marquardt split to the left. Sullivan looks downfield, passes.
Got him.
Man is open, and it's caught just inside, just outside the goal line.
Anthony.
Steve Anthony makes a nice catch down there. So the Wildcats are in striking range now at the 1 yard line. Game is pretty much over, but Wildcats are still clawing away.
You're always looking for those small victories that you can get, so you can. And again, there's still 4 games to play in their season, so slowly but surely you can hopefully build on this. See if we can punch it in here. Stoneham's going to try to be tough here.
So there's 4 wide receivers for the Wildcats. Sullivan
They ran into
keeps
each other.
it, and he gets almost back to the line of scrimmage, I believe, but there's a flag on the play, and I suspect that's going to be a false start by Wilmington.
That's on them.
Maybe not. Free play.
Offsides. Encroachment.
All right, so
Defense.
brings it down to the
That-
1.5 foot line.
That play got blown up by the Marino and Sullivan ran into each other a little bit.
We know what Tom Brady would do if he was on the Wilmington sideline right now, or right in the quarterback position, but
I think Tom Brady's got about 5 inches on Andrew Sullivan.
yeah, and maybe a few pounds as well.
In a couple of years.
Sullivan's still in the shotgun. 2 wide receivers, looks like
He's in.
he's in. Connor Beno-
Yep,
Peter
touchdown.
Marino in for the touchdown. Kyle Kenyon lined up in the backfield with him. Actually, that was
Sullivan, right?
I think Devin Clerico might have been in there. I'm not sure. 26 got off the ball. So, any guess from the staff who carried that?
I thought it's Sully.
Well, we're going with Andy Sullivan.
I'm going with Sullivan. We got a vote up here in the press box.
Can't see.
For
Too many
people
old
for
guys in the
Sullivan.
booth. Okay.
I didn't get Fox 25 Sports. Who scored that touchdown, Fox 25 Sports?
And the kick is good.
Hey, still an opportunity. You know, you get 4. You got to get 4 more scores, right? 4 scores in 3 minutes. We can do it.
I think so. Ball went off the left upright and barely made it over the crossbar.
So we're
but-
only down like 20. I can't even count. 29. So 29 is 4 scores. Get to 2, and we're in. Maybe go to overtime. But on senior night, Andrew Sullivan scores the touchdown. After he took them down a nice drive. Nice, 65-yard drive there? Ish. Big play there was the Peter Marino Jr. of the Alston Marinos. Or is it the Brighton Marinos, Peter Marino Sr.? So no, a good play. Pete Marino with a nice run there. So that was Positive. And again, they're lined up the wrong way for the kick.
Sometimes we do that at high school
It
football.
is amazing.
Yeah.
I think we do it once a game. But again, a lot of these are younger kids playing kickoff team, I'm sure. Good way to get the experience.
So just once again, reminder, we're looking for internships and coverage of some of the fall athletic and winter athletic sports down at WCTV. Maybe hopefully get maybe a live game coverage down there at some point in the gymnasium. We'll see how things go. If you're interested, call the studio, WCTV. Kickoff comes down to the 26-yard line where one of the up men takes it, breaks free of several tackles, brings it all the way back to the 45-yard line.
That's been the story of the game. Is they're after the first hit, the yardage that Stone has been able to gain.
Victor Fernandez brought that kick back about 15 yards.
The strength of their running backs has been very evident throughout the whole night. Stay out of trouble. Jamie Pote leaving. He's got to go down and get the interviews. Okay, let's see what defensively we can do with 3 minutes to play.
Okay,
Fumble. Wilmington is saying they got the football, and they
like
do.
They do. They're coming off
I
the field.
told you, there's always hope. Fox 25 can't leave yet. There's hope. Comeback is here. I'm telling you right now. I'm just kidding. You never know what's going to happen. I tell you.
I think we have some very
delusional,
overconfident, delusional.
I think we have very
boat.
delusional
Yes.
play by a color guy, but there is only two. Yes, yeah, we got. I can get the scorekeeper to move the clock up to maybe 12:56. But no, that's again positive. You always want to end on a positive note.
Sullivan
Right.
still in a
Good luck.
quarterback. We'll continue with the play-by-play of tonight's game.
No.
All
No, I'm
right.
sorry. I was just saying that people are leaving us.
2:56.
It's like an LA Dodgers crowd. It's like the fifth inning and everybody's leaving. So sorry. I'm sorry, Chris.
It's all right. I feel like Jerry Romy and Don Orsillo up here in the broadcast
Yes.
booth. Yeah.
Yeah, they were something.
I miss Don Orsillo.
I miss Sean McDonough.
Yeah.
I
he was
like
good
Don,
as
but
well.
Sean was better.
Yeah.
I don't mind Dave O'Brien. I think he
Dave
does a good
O'Brien's
job.
good.
You know, I have to. Let's go to the game. But I have to admit that Ron Darling did grow on me during the course of that ALCS. Petey Marino.
Peter Marino for a gain of 1.
He's going to try to punch it in one more time. I don't know what the spread was. I think the spread was 18. So we have to punch it in 2 more times for you to punch it in. I'm just
I think we're getting the 2-minute warning here. So the clock will wind that down. Official time is kept on the field.
The officials are cold. 2-minute warning.
2nd and 9 for the Wildcats at the Spartan 46-yard line. Hand off to Marino. There's a fumble on the play.
That was one.
And it looks like Stoneham has recovered the ball. They'll take over. Jordan Olatalo on the carry. I missed it.
Yeah, Jordan Olatalo on the carry with the fumble.
Less than 2 minutes in the game. Stoneham takes over at their own 47-yard line.
Yeah, we almost had a guest commentator in here. We had a raffle winner came up looking for the winnings, and I asked her if she wanted to guest commentate.
Well, you do look like you have a lot of money. Number 27, Rob Kilty, knocked down in the backfield on the carry.
So we'll wind down the clock here, and a beautiful night for football.
It really is.
It's a
I
shame.
know on behalf of the staff here from WCTV, and thank you, Jim, for joining me again tonight. Hope to see you again at some point. Marty McHugh, producer, director tonight. George Breslin has been down in the field all night complaining about freezing cold temperatures in the 50s. Okay, once again, the Wildcats, looks like
Tyler Thomas.
Tyler Thomas, senior defensive lineman, stopped the ball carrier
And
in the backfield.
73. Who's 73?
Nick Coleman
With
playing
us.
both ways tonight. At center and on the defensive line. We're down under a minute. Third down for the Spartans. And I think they're just going to chew up the clock. Nate Nazarian comes in with last second instructions from Coach Almeida. Well, thanks for joining us on the broadcast tonight. Disappointing finish for the Wildcats, but it's all just to try to feature the kids. Hope they enjoy themselves and nobody gets hurt. Carry is almost for a first down, and that'll probably be the last play of the game. It's 18 seconds left.
So after 7 regular season games, Wilmington's going to end at 3-4. Stoneham will be at 7-0. We'll await our opponent next week for the next game, and then we'll keep you posted. I think every home game we will be broadcasting. I'm under the assumption.
So that's
live for Thanksgiving. Back to you,
wraps
Chris.
up. So yeah, we'll be back here definitely for Thanksgiving Day. Wilmington and Tewksbury or Wilmington High School. The final score of tonight's game is 36-7. Stoneham comes out victorious. I want to thank you for joining us. Once again, Marty McHugh, George Breslin, Jim Boyle, myself, Chris Neville. We want to thank you for joining us tonight. Hope you have a safe week. Thanks for joining us.